Do you know if this building has a basement?
It has a dungeon.
Dungeon, yeah, because I'm sensing something down there like
Yeah,
a dungeon.
it does have a
Of
dungeon.
course it would have a dungeon. Yeah, so do we get to see that today?
Yeah, yep.
I
We
can't
can see
wait.
that.
Yeah, that sounds really, really cool. Yeah, to me, I almost feel like Harry built this place with pennies, dimes, nickels, quarters. You know what I mean? Just change, spare change.
Yeah.
The heartache motivated him to build this, but I also think there was a lot of past life memory that uh, of being someone who lived in a castle in a past life that motivated him as well.
Oh, okay.
Because I think he could really relate to the whole castle lifestyle, you know?
Yeah.
And it's interesting, I have a feeling he loved animals or loved horses. There seemed to be a real love of animals. He probably liked kids too.
Oh, he did like kids. I do know that. The Boy Scouts would come down all the time and help.
Yeah, and that always made him happy to have kids around, and I think I'm getting an image of Santa Claus. I wonder if there might have been a Christmas party or Christmas activities, or if he was generous somehow to kids around the holidays, around Christmas.
Okay.
Or maybe there was actually a Santa Claus thing here where, the kids could come and meet Santa Claus in the Loveland Castle, And then, are there apple trees on the property or near the property? I'm sensing apples or apple trees.
I'm not sure about that.
Or even an apple orchard. Okay, but I think there would have been lots of different types of things like that, like blackberries or raspberries, things to eat growing here. With Harry, I feel like he may have had a religious conflict of some sort. Like, didn't know if he believed in God or, just questioned it, went through that type of, because I feel like possibly religious people came around him, but I don't think he bought into it or went there. I think he had a chip on his shoulder against religion.
Do you think maybe he just had his own beliefs in what he believed in, and then that was it? Or do you...
I just feel like he had lost his faith. Let's say he was raised in a certain faith. I feel there's something happened where he lost his faith, or he just didn't want to be in that church anymore, or in those beliefs anymore.
Okay.
But I do think he was a good man and helped people. I think he liked people. And I think he had a lot of fun. He was in Europe, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He liked Europe. There were parts of Europe that he loved.
He did.
Like he loved the girls in the beer garden, like where they dance. This might be Germany, I'm not sure, but lots of dancing, singing, beer drinking, good times. He would have been a good teacher too. I mean, he seems kind and patient with people.
He was a very, very smart man. Downstairs in that ballroom, it talks about him being a notary, but it also talks about his IQ, how high his IQ was.
Wow.
But
I think he was a very proud soldier, very dedicated.
So, he was.
Wow. Yeah, he loved animals too. It makes me feel like he could possibly even make bird sounds or animal sounds. I think bird sounds. I believe this is in spirit. There's a priest around Harry a lot, and he seems to pray for Harry. And looks like a Catholic priest. I wonder if Harry was raised Catholic or, and yeah, and that, I think that priest prayed for him a lot. Not sure who he is, but he's a good man. Probably might be somebody he knew in the war. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are definitely non-human entities around here too. This area would have a very interesting history, you know. Do you know if Harry was a quiet man?
I think he was.
Quiet?
Yeah, I think he was not a recluse, but I think he was.
Wasn't a big talker.
Right. I don't think he ventured out a lot. I think this was his home. This was his heart, you know, and so he stayed here. But he liked it when people came down to visit and spend time with him.
You know, this is the chapel, but it doesn't have the vibe of a chapel. You know, that spiritual vibe.
Mm-hmm. I like this room.
Do you know whether anyone in Harry's biographical story that was close to him committed suicide?
Not that I know of. Like I said, there's
Like
other.
they hanged themselves, or no?
Not that I've heard. Maybe there's some stories that they don't tell.
Right,
You know,
there always are.
But I haven't heard.
Maybe a lot of people don't come in here. This feels obviously very male. Male kind of room. Yeah, I think there's a nice energy in this room. Yeah, but now, did they, do you know whether did they have like a regular group of reenactment people? Or like a regular group of knights? You know, like knights of this castle that were dedicated real people who were knighted, maybe.
Well, all the knights here were knighted
Mm-hmm.
by Harry or the people who
Came after him.
correct.
So this is almost like a lineage type thing, you know, and do they think of it that way?
I believe they do.
Yeah.
I know that
And are some of those knights dead besides Harry?
some of them are.
Yeah, because I'm sensing this is wonderful male presence
There was
in here.
when Harry came back from England and decided that this was what he was going to do. I'm not sure what year he came back, but I do know that he picked 13 men to carry out his dream, if you want to call it. There was 13 of them, and I believe 2 of them are still living. The rest are gone.
Okay. Did you know any of them?
Yeah, my dad was one of them.
Okay.
And there's a gentleman, his name is,
So your dad's one of the ones that's still alive?
yeah. And there's a gentleman, what was his name? Dave Buchan is the other gentleman.
Who's alive?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know any of the other ones? The one I'm sensing is he feels very male. He would have absolutely loved the whole thing of being a knight and the whole fantasy of it all, and would have embodied that fantasy, would have really been in that reality. And he seems very charismatic. He seems almost like an actor, like a reenactor actor.
Okay.
And he seems kind of big. You know, he seems, his energy is almost like the king of the castle. And he may have gotten really into the reenacting.
Okay.
You know?
I don't.
You don't know who that might have been. Because he's one of the spirits in this house. There's a lord and lady of the house in spirit,
Okay.
and those spirits are here.
Well, I know the gentleman who is the seneschal or the king of the castle. His name's Joe Carey, and he came after another gentleman named Sir Joe Fry. Now his picture is down in the game room.
Is Joe Carey still alive?
He is.
Okay. Okay, so he was what did you say, the king?
The seneschal or the king.
Okay. Did somebody hold that position before he did?
Yes, Sir Joe Fry.
Okay, and he's dead?
He is.
Was he a big man or a kind of like a
I didn't know him.
stocky
I
man?
don't remember him.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say whether he was or not.
I'll tell you this. He and the lady, the king and queen, they'll be here a long time from now.
Okay.
I mean, they wouldn't care if no living human being ever set foot in here again and this turned into a dilapidated ruin. They'd be loving it, because then they'd have it all to themselves.
Okay.
He's very masculine.
Now there was a gentleman who was one of the knights who he did pass away, and his ashes are throughout the castle.
Really?
There's part of the castle that's built back behind the back walk. I know we probably won't go back there tonight because it's behind that locked door. And parts of the ashes that they had, they split them up into mason jars. And in part of the wall is one of those mason jars. So he is buried in the castle itself. And then, we did a ceremony up on the roof and spread his ashes and let the wind take them.
I wonder if that's him. It kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, because that must have been his wish to be...
He did.
This was his wish to have his ashes here.
Now, I don't know what his real name is, but everybody called him Bear.
Bear, which implies a
He
larger man.
He was a big man.
I bet that's the man I'm feeling, because this guy's bear-like. He would be a larger...
Now, do you see what he looks like? Can you actually
yeah, but he's dressed like a king. He's in the garb.
Oh, okay.
And he would be a larger...
Okay. Now, there's a picture of this gentleman downstairs, but he's not in any
Oh, okay.
attire.
Well, let's take a look at it when we get back down there. Would you remember to point him out? And I'll see if he could fit into the guy I'm seeing in my mind's eye.
Yeah, because there's nowhere else to go.
But this guy embodied the role he played. I mean, he was really into it. And if somebody wants his ashes to be in the walls of this castle, you know the man's into it, right?
Oh,
yeah, because this man was so charismatic. Yeah, I bet that's him. Now, who would the lady be?
I don't know.
Do you know whether he has a wife or a special lady that is also deceased?
The lady that I knew, I'm thinking they were married years ago.
Oh yeah, remember outside I said they were married?
Yes.
Yeah, they're married, and I saw two rings, which means there might have been a second marriage for one or both of them.
I believe the lady that he was with, she is the only dame out of all the ladies. The ladies are ladies, but she is a dame.
And I said dame on my recorder. I called her lady or dame.
She is a dame. Her name's Donna, and she's down here quite often. I think because of the time and the effort that she's put into this place, they actually promoted her to a dame.
Is she deceased now?
No.
She's still alive.
She is.
Okay, so I wonder if this is her or not. I don't know. I don't know if it's her or not.
That's the only woman that I know of.
Because this is a special love of the man. That spirit is in here.
Okay. I don't know who that would be then.
I don't know if it's this one, the one that's still alive, is still his special love. I don't know if that's him, but I felt her presence here almost like it was a spirit. So,
do you think she could have left energy here?
Maybe.
Because of the type of of stone.
Yeah, I
That's
called
what-
her the lady in white because her gown would have been light colored.
Okay.
Maybe not white, but light colored. And I felt her energy around the grounds
Okay.
with this man.
I don't know if
So I don't know what the explanation of that is, or how to
Neither.
fit that into the story. You know, that could be him. I'm feeling something when I look at that picture. I feel heart. Lots
He was
of
a
heart.
very nice man.
Big heart.
He really was. I knew him before he passed, and he was very, very.
He must have
nice.
been very well liked, I
He
would
was.
think. Yeah. Yeah, so I bet that's him. Did he?
This door goes to the outside. If you go in, this is the dungeon. It's very nice and cool in here.
Danger, wild man.
Yeah, we heard about that.
Secure.
Did you know that bear personally?
Yeah, I did.
Was he a real emotional guy? I mean, not like drama queen, but
Yeah,
You
I
get-
believe he was.
Mhm.
You know, if something happened to somebody, he was heartfelt. And,
yeah.
he would
Yeah,
show
I bet
his-
he's the one in here. I'm pretty sure he's in here. I feel his presence here around me right now. I feel like he wants to talk to me. I'm not sure.
I can't. If he's able to tell you what his real name is, I can't think of it. Everybody just called him Bear.
He makes me feel like he's lonely, like he wants more company, or like he really wants somebody to talk to, or something like that. I bet he's quite a talker. He might have a lot of stories to tell. Talkers need listeners.